2014 Tiger 800 oil change. Here we go. Very easy job to perform, primarily because this is a naked motorcycle. Everything is absolutely accessible. Oil filter, even the mud guard can stay on. See this access hole here? Gets you directly to the oil plug. No need to remove the mud guard. Tools you'll need. I'm a fan of Motul. This is 7100 4T 10W40. High flow filtro is my favorite. This is HF204RC. The RC indicates that it has a nut on the end for spin on and spin off. Very handy. You'll need a torque wrench for your torque setting on your oil drain plug, as well as an 8mm hex head in order to remove the drain plug. Don't forget your replacement crush washer, and of course a funnel to fill up your oil. Now ideally you want your bike on a center stand so that it's nice and level. If you don't have a center stand, you can utilize a rear stand. This is especially important when it comes to filling the oil back up, because you want it to be on a level surface so you get a proper oil reading in your little window there. Also, I've already brought the bike up to temperature, which allows for the oil to move out of the passageways easier when it comes to the point of draining the oil. Again, 8mm hex removes the drain plug. There's your old crush washer, you'll throw that away. Now the only real drawback to not removing the mud guard is the fact that when you remove the oil filter, it's going to fill this little crevice here with a little bit of oil. Most of it will just drain out the bottom, and then you can clean up with a rag. Also, one thing I failed to mention is that you see there's no nut on the end of this filter. This is a Triumph branded filter that came from a 12,000 mile service kit, which is an actual Triumph part. And so we'll have to employ a filter wrench to remove this guy. But when we go back, and again, I put high flow filtro on both of my motorcycles, we'll have a nice handy dandy nut in order to re-secure the new filter. So with the understanding that you're going to make a little bit of a mess, crack it slow so that it starts draining slowly. Kind of minimizes the mess to a degree. There, let that do its thing. Conveniently, I don't know if you can see that, but there is a cutout in that mud guard that allows the majority of this just to drain right out. If you go slow, it isolates it to one spot. And let that guy drain out so we can discard him. And do a little cleanup up top here. One thing you also want to do before installing your new filter is clean that mating surface where the filter gasket will tighten to. There's always a little bit of grime on there. Another neat feature of these high flow filters is that they come pre-oiled. So there's a seal on here you tear off. It's already oiled, ready to tighten. Spinner on there. Make sure you don't cross thread it. Should go on nice and smooth. Traditionally, like on a car, you want to make sure that you fill the filter with oil. Don't even try it on a motorcycle, man. They always go onto the bike sideways from some orientation or another, and you will absolutely spill all the oil out if you attempt to do that. So there, get it hand tight. It's a 17mm, by the way, and give her a good spin. That ought to do it. Now fit your new crush washer. And the torque spec is 25 Newton meters, or for us Americans, roughly 18.5 foot-pounds. Now the oil capacity is 3.75 liters, which works out to 3.96 US quarts. which is essentially 4 quarts, which is essentially 1 gallon. 4 liters, 4 quarts, pretty close. What I like to do is dump all the way down to this last tick mark here, and then reference our fill window to make sure it's right on. And so we are right down to the bottom of the barrel, so to speak. And you can see our oil level is right just about even with the fill mark right here. So what we're going to do is we're going to start the engine, allow the oil to get sucked into the engine, and then we're going to shut it down and allow the oil to drain back out, and there will be a new level which will be fairly close to this, but then we'll fill it back up the rest of the way back up to the full line and call it done. It's actually pretty neat to watch this stuff get sucked in there. Check this out. There it goes. Shut her down. Let it drain back down. So it doesn't take much more than 30 seconds of runtime or so to really get all the oil through all the engine's passages. And so here you see our new baseline right there. And so we got to bring her back up to level. It basically takes this entire jug. Not all of it, but a good bit of it. That's it, guys, right there. And folks, that's all there is to it. Very simple, straightforward job to change the oil on the Tiger 800. All that's left to do is to reset our service light on our gauge cluster. I use TigerTool. You'll find a link to TigerTool down in the description to learn everything you need to know. If you have any questions, as always, drop a comment down below. Smash the like button if you don't mind. Subscribe if you haven't already. And as always, this has been me, and that's been you. It's Half Click Up. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace. Goodbye.